Those 2 dogs are still at my house and they really need to find a place to go. I've got a lot of new subscribers, so I will tell you guys that I do have 6 dogs of my own, and then these 2 dogs just showed up. And I live out in the country on a dirt road, and a lot of times people just drop them off. I was hoping that maybe I could find the owner, but that maybe they ran off. The problem is, one, it happens a lot out here. There are a lot of animals dropped off. I have a stray cat here that I already had 3 cats, and now I have 4 apparently. The reason I don't think that the owner is around here is because that white dog, I can't keep her in. I can't keep her in the 4-foot fence. So she roams around out here. If I'm not home, there is a dog kennel that I put her in up front because I don't want her getting a hold of any of my birds, chasing my goats or cows. And I don't want her actually go to my neighbor's house right catty-corner to me or over here beside me and chasing their cows and maybe getting shot or injuring or killing one of their animals. But when I am home, she roams free out here and she can go wherever she wants. The thing is, she does not go anywhere. She stays on my property as best as I can tell. Like, I don't know of her going anywhere else. So, you know, if they were from a house nearby here and they wandered off, you would think they would wander back. You know, if she's one to stay in the yard or at least around the yard. So, I mean, in the beginning, she didn't chase any birds. She didn't chase goats or cows or anything. But guys, that honeymoon is over. She will chase them. Now, true, the cows started it. The calves started chasing her first. And she'll still run from them sometimes. But then sometimes she won't and she goes after them. And sometimes she starts it and sometimes they start it. But she has gone after a couple of my roosters that I have running around out here. And I stopped her. The last few days I've been out with her, she hasn't really shown an interest in the roosters, but I don't trust her. And so when I'm not around, she has to be like in that dog kennel. She does come in at night, and that started because she was staying in the kennel at night. But when it got really cold, she had to come in at night because I didn't know there wasn't really a dog house. She wouldn't stay in the backyard with the dog houses. There wasn't really a place for her to get in out of the weather. So she would come inside. She seems to be housebroken. Some dogs are, have to be trained to be housebroken. Some just are naturally that way. They won't, use the bathroom where they live or where they sleep. She seems to be housebroken, which is a good thing, but she's a big dog. She's, I don't know how much she weighs. She doesn't weigh very much. She's a tall dog. So they both are. They are both super friendly. I really like the both of them. It's just the problem is I can't. I have 6 dogs. This would be 8. I would have to build like at least a 5-foot fence to keep her in it, 5 or 6. She can't just roam out here. We've got Amish buggies going by all the time. Actually, people ride their horses up and down the road that aren't Amish. We've got, everybody has livestock out here except my parents. But so I don't want to be, responsible for her if she does do something wrong. So, I mean, I would have to build this fence, which I need to build a taller fence anyway because Caleb jumps. But Caleb doesn't jump all the time. And Caleb can be outside when I'm at home, and I can watch him. And other than that, he's in the garage. He's in the garage now when I'm not home. But when I let her out in the yard, she might play with the other dogs for a little bit, but then she jumps the fence. 100% of the time, when I let her out, even when I open the door to call her in, she's going to jump the fence and run around to the front door to come inside. It's nuts. She will not stay in that fence. And so that is a huge problem. And so the other problem besides that is the cost. It's not only the dog food, but heartworm preventative. I haven't even taken them in to get them checked for heartworms. I spend about $100 a month as it is on the 6 dogs that I have on heartworm preventative every month. And then in the summertime, I give them the flea and tick pill, and I don't even remember how much that is. But, I mean, 6 to 8 dogs, that's a big jump. That's a big deal. If I had 2 dogs and it became 4, it wouldn't be as big of a deal. But 6 to 8, you have some dogs when that happens. I do plan on, at the end of this month, taking her in and getting her spayed. And I'll get her spayed whether I find her a home or not, unless somebody just wants her and wants to get her spayed themselves or doesn't want her spayed. I don't know why they wouldn't, but my intentions are to get her fixed at the end of this month. The boy dog, I would leave him intact. He's a good dog. He's a good dog as well. I don't know. I'm assuming he would chase birds. I've not had him out with the birds. I've had them both around my cats, and they're pretty good with the cats. I feel like if the cats were to take off running, that they would chase the cats just because they're just playful pups. But I would hate to see that happen. They will chase the goats, both of them, playing with them, of course. They're not vicious at all. They're puppies. They're playing, and but it, you know, they need somebody who can spend time with them and train them. I fully believe that someone could train them to be good farm dogs. Especially the boy. I'll just be honest with you there. The boy, I feel like it wants to mind more than she does. Although you see her with me and she wants to be around me and she comes with it when I call her and everything, he's just more compliant than she is. And I don't know how else to tell you guys that or explain that, but he'll be a good dog. They both will, for someone who doesn't have 6 already. They do love each other. They are attached to each other. And I would like to see them get a home together. But I don't expect to see them get a home together. It's unfortunate, but that's the way it is. I don't know what else to do. I don't know. We don't have any animal shelters. We don't have any services like that here in our area. They're just mutts. I think they're part Border Collie and part Pyrenees. And the vet thinks so too, but there's really no way of knowing for sure. Well, I guess there is. They have genetic testing now. If somebody wanted to do that, they have that genetic testing. They could be tested if you really wanted to know what they were, but I don't. I want to find them a good home. Before I get attached, even if I get attached, I got to get rid of them. I can't. Got 8 dogs. Let's say for a second that I got a fence up. I got a 5-foot, 6-foot fence, new fence in the backyard, a bigger backyard, and I could afford the heartworm preventative. Maybe I got them tested for heartworms. They don't have heartworms, and I could afford the heartworm preventative, or I could afford the dog food, or whatever it is. There's still the thing that they need someone to spend time with them, and they need somebody to train them. They need somebody just to spend time with them. That's not fair. They need someone who can do that. I do have 2 little dogs that they're both 11 years old. They don't. They seem to be pretty healthy. Gertie has an enlarged heart and she's just now getting on medication for that. But besides that, they both seem, you know, relatively healthy and will be around for a while. Greg's dog, on the other hand, won't be. She's not doing good at all. And I haven't put that out in a video just because it's hard. It's hard on me. It is Greg's dog. She started having problems before he left. She started going downhill before he left. And that's just a hard topic for me. But moving on to some better news. It is above freezing today. This is a work day, but I'm at home because it rained or sleeted or iced or something last night, and it was in the upper 20s, but the ground was so slick this morning, I almost fell going out to feed. I usually come out to feed about 6 o'clock in the mornings during the week, and it just looked wet. It didn't look like ice or anything. It looked wet, and I stepped outside and just almost fell. So the roads are like that too. There's a lot of places closed down, a lot of people not going to work, and a lot of schools closed. But it is above freezing right now. I think it's about 35 degrees right now. My water hose is still frozen. The water faucet is not frozen. And I've got all this water out here. It's been raining all day and it's above freezing. I've got all this water out here, and still, for some reason, I spent most of this day worrying about filling up waters and what I'm going to do tomorrow for the waters. But I took the water hoses, there's 2 of them, to reach over here to the cow's water, and I took them apart. And this one, the ground flows downhill this way, and so I got it laid out across there. And then that other one, if you can see it up by the back of the tiny home, is from the faucet back this way, and that flows downhill this way, and then this flows downhill this way. So trying to let the water run out as it falls out. But I found out tonight's not supposed to get down below freezing. Tomorrow's supposed to be even warmer than today. And so I would imagine in the morning when it's time to go out and water the animals that I'll be able to hook the hose up and just fill it up that way. And usually, actually, I water in the afternoons. I usually feed in the morning and water in the afternoons, except for the cows. I feed them at night. But of course, when it was, you know, below freezing and the waters were frozen, I was several times a day coming out and breaking water and filling waters. And yesterday, I was carrying buckets of waters. Last night, I was carrying buckets of waters out to the animals because I knew that there was supposed to be an ice storm or snowstorm or something last night. And so I was trying to get everything filled up, because if I fill it up like the night before and it doesn't get just too cold, when I come out and break it up, it's usually just a thinner sheet of ice and it's easier to break up. And while I was out there, Rocky was being as ornery as usual. He is feeling really good. Even today, it's been, I don't know if you guys can tell, it's drizzling. I mean, I know you can see from the roof, but out there it's been drizzling all day. And Rocky and Chase are out in it. They seem to be doing fine. The female goats, though, they don't want any part of it. They're up in their shelter. So tonight's not supposed to get below freezing. Tomorrow is supposed to get upper 40s and rain all day. Good chance of rain all day, which is fine. I don't like the rain, and it means, I don't like the mud, and it means that I will probably be feeding and or watering in the rain, but the temperature's up. We do need the water. So that's good news. Some of you who have been subscribed for a while have probably noticed that I'm putting all kinds of videos out. I'm putting, shorter 8, 9, 10, 12-minute videos, and then I'm putting longer 20 and 30-minute videos out. Some of them are updates. Some of them are of me doing projects. But if you would do me a favor, in the comment section below, leave me a comment letting me know which type of video you like better. And I've asked this before, and everyone says, I'll watch whatever you put up. I enjoy your videos. I'll watch whatever you put up. But the analytics show me that when I do update videos, and sometimes on the project videos, just what I do around the homestead or the farm, whatever you want to call it, I don't get as many views. There are almost 5,000 subscribers, but I get nowhere near that on the views, and I don't expect to get anywhere near that on the views. There's actually a percentage that I would like to hit, and I don't hit it on those videos. But when I put a shorter video out or a different kind of video out, then I have people in the comments saying, I want it to be longer, or I want to see what you're doing on a daily basis on your homestead. So I'm a bit confused. I get, on those videos, I get the higher views, I get more of you, more comments. But then when I put the video out I think you're asking for, the views are down, and the comments, there aren't as many comments. They're still nice. They're still, good comments. They're just not as many of them. But I have noticed that when I do those longer videos, that the retention rate is better. Although there's fewer people watching, fewer people clicking on the video, you guys that do click and watch it, watch more of it, which is really good. Now, if I could just figure out how to combine the two, that would be awesome. While it's a little bit warmer and I'm not at work and I've already gotten the animals taken care of, I would like to be working in here in the shop, but it's a cloudy day. The sun is not shining in. There's no electricity out here, so it's a lot harder to see in here than it usually is. So that's unfortunate, but I got plenty of stuff that needs to be done inside too. So I was just thinking, I told you guys that on these type of videos, I don't get as many views, but you typically watch it longer. The retention rate is better. I should have asked this question probably in another video, one that gets more views, but it's easier. It's easier in these types of videos because it's more like sitting down and having a conversation with you, and I kind of enjoy that. Anyway, that's all I have for this video. If there's anybody around Northeast Oklahoma, Northwest Arkansas, somewhere in that area that is looking for 1 or maybe even 2 dogs, reach out to me. I can even come out a little ways and meet you. I don't know what to do. What happened to classified ads? Post a free dog in there. Don't have that anymore. Or give me ideas in the comments. There are no shelters. There's nothing local that will take them. We definitely in this area do not have anything like that, and the local, anything close to here, like the closest thing here, they won't accept them. They won't take them because they're not from this area. It's not their problem. Leave me comments below. Watch the next video that pops up on your screen, or go to my channel and find one that you haven't seen before and watch that. It helps the algorithm out a lot.